Yup, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. With a military-grade flamethrower, actually. Welcome to our beautiful little planet. While the average RimWorld run would have you trying to survive or try to build a massive empire, we are just trying to break the Geneva Convention. Our run actually starts at the ideology creation screen, because we can grab ourselves an extra war crime right off the bat. You see, the Geneva Convention strictly prohibits you from using icons such as the Red Cross, which is exactly what I'm about to do. After quickly gearing up my loyal soldiers, I built them some basic living quarters and then made a small prison complex, where we will humanely store and take care of our prisoners of war. We needed prisoners, but locking up actual combatants wasn't illegal enough, so we just gunned down some random civilian and then chucked them into a tiny cramped cell without any lighting. As it turns out, executing prisoners of war is kind of frowned upon, and doing so netted us a bunch of new war crimes to add to our resumes. Unfortunately, neither one of the prisoners survived after being turned into Swiss cheese by a firing squad, so we had to get new ones. Once again, only one of the victims survived to become a prisoner, which is arguably even worse than dying. But this means we had to go and get even more prisoners. This time around, we actually managed to capture a few new prisoners of war, who will soon experience living conditions similar to being in the Philippines. As you can see, just holding on to the prisoners is already starting to pay off, giving us a ton of new war crimes all at once. However, we can go even further. By making the living conditions in the cells even worse, we can guarantee ourselves even more war crimes as soon as the next quadrum rolls around. To the average person, a drop pod crash is a tragedy. To me, it's clearly trespassing on private property, which of course is grounds for execution. Remember that flamethrower from the start of the video? Well, as it turns out, the Geneva Conventions really do not like flamethrowers. Something which is hinted by the fact that I committed approximately 100 war crimes in the span of 3 seconds. And then committed 100 more over the next 20 seconds or so. Me personally though, I wasn't satisfied yet. So I grabbed a new recruit, sent them to the middle of the forest, and had them plant about 60 different concealed mines. I also managed to net myself an extra war crime by abandoning the place I put all those mines in, assuring that eventually a random child will step on one and get blown to kingdom come. Just like a paycheck, fresh new war crimes come in every month just for holding these prisoners. I am a benevolent leader, so I bless my prisoners by giving them an outdoors area to stretch and walk around. Just kidding, it was a testing field for brand new illegal chemical weapons. It took a while, but eventually my efforts were recognized in the form of a single measly war crime. For some inexplicable reason, one of our prisoners decided to go berserk, meaning I had to mobilize my forces to recontain him. With a f***ing flamethrower, of course. which I should mention he survived. After shooting our slave to death for some reason, I took a quick look at the war crime list, seeing that we're almost at 300 individual war crimes committed. Pretty good progress if you ask me. Of course, our work on this planet is not done, so we got back into our usual routine of firing indiscriminately at friendly trading caravans. Every 10 minutes or so I would get a notification about how I broke the Geneva Convention, and just like in real life, NATO did absolutely nothing about it. Just like any good dictator would, every time something mildly annoys me, I cast the wrath of God onto them. For my most devious prank yet, I put a bunch of British food in bags and sent them to the nearest village, which might just be my most horrific crime yet. Being just a war criminal wasn't enough for me, so I upgraded to also being a warlord, and promptly declared war on a tiny village of tribal people. They didn't even stand a chance. While our life as war criminals was pretty good, there was something I felt was missing. Almost as if I forgot to do something. Oh, right. I forgot about the nuclear missile silo in my backyard.
Now, we are all sons of Gorbinos.